This is a third monitor review in a couple of weeks, and it was about time to get back into those segments as well for gaming and for work and all the other stuff, right? Well, today we have something interesting because this is a Cooler Master's GM34-CWQ2 version. This is an incremental upgrade from last year's, well, basically almost the same model. It was GM34-CWQ ARGB. And what this monitor right here has that the past model didn't. So first of all, and the most, well, not the most important thing, but they removed the addressable RGB part on the stand. First and most important, it was cool, but you needed a dedicated cable, as you remember in the past review I did for the GM27. Now, it is cool, I do have to admit, it looks quite nice, but you have to have a proprietary cable connected on the right side of the stand going to your monitor, and you need to have additional software for that, which at some point it's totally unnecessary. I know some of you guys will love it, but there is also an audience that doesn't like it. Of course, there's always an option, you don't simply connect the cable and you're good to go. But regardless of that, they removed it, it's quite alright, and I'm still digging the original Cooler Master stand, which is outstanding, but we'll get to that part quite soon. So let's continue. What they added also is KVM switch, which is also outstanding and a good addition. Picture in picture and picture by picture. And we're also having 180 Hz QuantumDOT VA panel. What to say? I mean, I'm really digging it so far, but there's more, there is loads more, and of course there are going to be some cons. I can't say only the pros, right? So let's dive deep and you'll see what I'm talking about. So 34-inch 1500R curvature, 3440 by 1440, that's 21:9 ratio. The cool thing, 110 ppi, which is outstanding because you'll see why. VA Quantum Dot 8-bit plus FRC 180 Hz, which is actually overclock. Usually it's 165 Hz. So the 48 to 180 Hz is VRR range. It supports AMD FreeSync Premium and is also NVIDIA G-Sync compatible. Brightness is 320 Cardea per square meter, which I would really appreciate if it was a bit more, but okay, regardless of that, let's go further. Contrast ratio 4000 to 1 static. Viewing angles are vertical and horizontal, 178 degrees. Then we have 2 milliseconds gray to gray and 0.5 milliseconds MPRT. Tilt is from -5 to +15 degrees, while the swivel is ±15 degrees, and the height adjustment is 0 to 80 millimeters. Now, for you guys that want to know the actual height as it is right now in this position, it's 8 centimeters, or if you want to be precise by millimeter, it's 7.8. So if you go and add that additional 8 centimeters, that's 15.8 centimeters altogether when you raise it up to the maximum. Let's move forward with connection part. So it has USB-C, which is outstanding, so PD 65 watts plus DP alt. Then we have one DisplayPort 1.4, two HDMI 2.0, one USB Type B upstream, two downstream Type A, and this is outstanding because this is, I haven't seen a monitor so far, well not so far, basically for a long time. I haven't seen a monitor that has actually USBs here on the side. And you might be asking, why is this so extraordinary? It isn't extraordinary in those terms, like wow, but let's be honest, if you really want to connect something to your monitor and you really want to use it, would you really fiddle here at the bottom and trying to find the USB ports? No, it's quite straightforward and simple to connect it here on the side, and that's really good. They're right here on the left side, really approachable, really accessible, and that's really good. And to addition to those ports, we have one 3.5mm audio output, and what I can actually add to everything, it has two 5 watts stereo speakers. Now, usually what I say about monitor speakers that are totally disastrous and that I would definitely suggest buying anything which would be much better than monitor speakers. In this scenario, I would say these are quite decent. And this might be the second time, the last time I said it was the Philips Evnia 49-inch one. Now here with these ones, I can say that they are solid. And then we have VESA mount 100 x 100. So it's easy to mount it on a stand. Removing it, you basically access the VESA mount. But what's about the stand? It's full metal chassis, let's put it this way. The bottom part, Cooler Master logo, as already stated in the last review. Nice subtle way. I have a Cooler Master monitor. You can see it just by looking at the stand. But that's totally irrelevant in general for the function. But I really like the stand, and I said that in the past review and the reviews before. This is quite nice touch from Cooler Master. Sturdy, it's really nice. The back side actually gives you the possibility to tilt it, swivel it, and move it up or down. And you have some sort of a cool clamp, let's put it this way, at the back that actually pinches to the main pole and there's a part that goes into a hole at the back, so it kind of holds the cables at one position. This is good, but I don't know, I'm still into these cable management stuff when we're talking about monitors, because they are missing something additional here to wrap it up here at the bottom. You could use some zip ties or whatever, but then they are visible from the bottom part. Better than Philips Evnia, what I saw. Definitely better. And yeah, okay, that's good, that's good. Now, as I stated at the back, you just push in the stand. You don't have to use any screws like on GM27 that I reviewed the FQS. You just place the stand at the back of the monitor, you click it, that's it. If you want to use it for VESA mount, you have a lever, push it out, you pull out the stand and you get the access to the VESA mount. Now, for the OSD menu, we have a control 4-way joystick for OSD navigation. Something that is worth mentioning is factory picture profiles, virtual Corsair, FPS counter, KVM switch, and of course input selection. But it's in general, when we're talking about their OSD menu, in general there is an improvement with OSD settings, and this is outstanding. You have 6 vertical menus, so input, picture, color adjustment, gaming, advanced settings, and the system, which is great. And then we go further. So I did mention QuantumDOT VA Panel, but with 16.7 million colors. It's flicker free at any brightness. The sharp fonts, icons, and other visual elements. This is because of the pixel per inch density. So 110, and this is what I mentioned earlier. It's really good, and the picture is quite clear. Another thing to mention in that segment, color gamma DCI-P3 is 95%, which is better than the GM27. Now, we also have picture in picture and picture by picture, so you have the possibility to do that as well, which is outstanding, and it kind of gives you a more option on this widescreen in those terms. When we're talking about gaming, of course you have to adjust the resolution, and I encountered something, it isn't drastical. So what happens is when you run for the first time, not initially for the first time, but each time you want to play, Spider-Man Miles Morales asks you for details if you want to adjust something for the settings. So okay, I was running last time 2560 by 1440, and now I was running 3440 by 1440. So I had to adjust the resolution, that's it. I pressed play, and the initial screen, the loading screen before entering the game, was in 60 by 9 ratio. After that, when it entered the menu, game, and everything else, even the cutscenes, what I mentioned in 49-inch Evnia, some cutscenes are not fully stretched. In this scenario for Spider-Man, it was fully stretched, and I really enjoyed it. So dark scenes, no problems whatsoever. Really nice pictures in general, and I really enjoyed actually gaming on it, because it really does give that nice experience of widescreen, not the super ultra widescreen that I reviewed the other day, but this, I think this 34-inch is just enough. I remember back in the day when first it was a Dell monitor that released 29-inch, which was really strange, because imagine 29-inch but being as 24-inch height. That was totally irrelevant. So this is 34 but the height of 27. And I think this is the best suitable ultra wide, unless you go with something, I don't know if it's a bit bigger but still gets the, I don't know how to explain it. So this is, for me personally, an outstanding ratio. The only thing that I would really love to see on these type of monitors is an even higher vertical resolution. So that would be outstanding to go into, let's say, 4K or I don't know the exact, maybe it's 5K. Don't get me on that part because I didn't even actually go into those details yet, but you know what I'm talking about. When we're talking about visual aspect in general, loving the thin bevels on the sides, 3 sides. At the bottom we have, I don't know how to explain this, half matte, half gloss lower part, which kind of goes here very thin, the gloss part, kind of stretches up to cover up the Cooler Master logo in the middle, and then it goes back into the same thin finish. This could be cool, it depends, but for instance, if you have a certain angle of the monitor and for instance, you have an RGB keyboard, it might reflect, but then again, it might reflect on the monitor as well. So it all depends on you, how you're going to place your monitor, your keyboard, and everything all together. Gaming, outstanding. Witcher 3, dark scenes, dark scenarios, quite perfect. I don't have to say anything about that. And really digging actually the racing games as well. So if you're a beginner in racing and you want something that isn't lowering down your point of view, so you actually see the top a bit more, I think this would be quite alright. Because the price is there, the price is really good. When we're talking about this monitor as 430 euros currently on Amazon, this is outstanding. I think it's the same price in the US for 400 and something dollars, and you get quite nice monitor, nice size, nice stand, nice connections, KVM switch, QuantumDOT VA Panel, 180 Hz. I mean, I think that's a quite nice combination altogether. I mean, I'm quite satisfied with everything in general, but there is something that I would like to point out. So there is some sort of uncalibrated color performance in terms of color accuracy and contrast ratio. So you do need to adjust it just a bit, nothing drastical, but it's not like the GM27, it's not like the Philips Evnia or the 49-inch that I did. That was, you know, right out of the box. You had to just plug and play and that's it. It needs a bit of tweaking, but in general, when we're talking about this, as I said, excellent gaming performance, manually adjust overdrive, wide color gamut, good reflection handling. That's something as well, because even though it is some sort of it isn't fully gloss, definitely not. It's something in the middle of matte and gloss, and the reflection. So you don't have to, unless you have a light bouncing off directly off your monitor, nothing can escape that. So solid ergonomics in terms of adjustment, 65 watts Type-C power delivery, and KVM switch, picture in picture, picture by picture as well. So I think this is definitely my favorite current ultra-wide monitor if we go into the segments of the size. But this one right here, this is outstanding, because for you guys that don't want to have multiple monitors but still don't want to have a huge ultra-wide monitor as well, still want to have the height, this is it. And you can definitely use it for racing. We are talking about 180 Hz refresh rate. Okay, it's 2 milliseconds gray to gray, but it's 0.5 MPRT, so you could leverage there somewhere and still get quite nice visuals when we're talking about in general racing, not just Need for Speed, but in general like sim racing. If you want to start with something but you don't have something like extremely expensive, like going with some huge TV that has high refresh rate or something like that, this could be quite a nice solution, pairing it up with some smaller sim rig or something dedicated just for you, and you can still game because the curvature isn't that heavy on this 34-inch. And that's it, guys. Big thumbs up and PC Crazy approved badge without a doubt. I'm gonna leave the link for this one in the description. I think I said too much praise for it. I don't know, usually it's not that much praise about some product, but I did say some, let's say, that color adjustment and color accuracy. But still, PC Crazy approved badge without a doubt. Link is in the description. If this video helped you out with choosing your next ultra-wide monitor, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell, and guys, I really hope I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, thanks for sticking by. Bye bye.